Hello, hello, hello out there. How's everybody doing? Everybody favorite conservative in New York, Christopher Wright, here to bring us to sit back and chat. Probably the most serious sit back and chat I've probably ever done in my life. Serious situations we have going on right now. I'm sure you guys have heard address the elephant in the room. We just recently had a assassination attempt on our former president, President Donald J. Trump, who I feel should be the current commander in chief, but that's another conversation to be had. Serious situation we're living in. We're trying to get more details coming out now to address the most important thing. The president is all right. You know, it seemed like the bullet might have grazed him, but he's okay. Nothing, people who are first hearing about this from me, you can breathe. You can breathe. We're not stuck with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. You can breathe. So with that said, let me show you some clips from the incident. The first clip, and it happened in PA at a rally in PA. So let me show you the first clip from the incident, which is the shooting itself. So here's the clip here.
Well, want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Move to spare. Hold. When you're ready. On you.
Ready?
Move.
Up.
Move. Go.
Up. Hawkeye's here.
Hawkeye's here. Move it to the spare.
Spare, get ready. Spare, get ready.
We ready?
Whew, boy, this gives me chills still. I've seen it probably 15, 16 times already. Still gives me chills, folks. But he's all right. He like checked it, looked like he checked his head. So like he was grazed or something like that. He didn't know what was going on at first. So that was the initial shooting itself. Secret Service, I got to give them credit, man. They did an amazing job. They were quick. They jumped right in line, got in there. Now, my question is, how did the individual get there in the first place? That is what I'm trying to figure out. Like, how did it didn't look like it was a pistol from a distance either. It looked like, dude had a rifle. It was some, and he must have been a gunman because, like I said, the first shot looked like it seemed to graze with the first shot. So it didn't look like he was a bad shot either. So it should have been something I think that should have been really looked into and handled. I'm not an expert on events and setting up events and everything like that. But I'm just, we got to be on top of things right now, especially with elections where we're at right now, with what's going on in this country right now, what's going on in the world right now. We have to be on top of these kind of instances where we have people who are running for office, especially in these current times. We got to make sure that, security is on point when it comes to everything like that. Now, this is the incident where Trump, as soon as he was hit, Trump was letting the audience know, hey, I'm all right. So, Trump, a warrior in the situation, here he is letting the audience know what's going on. All right. So, he letting it be known, Trump, I'm not giving up. Don Jr. said, this is, my father's not giving up in this. He's still fighting. So the Trump family is letting it be known. This is just the beginning. We are warriors. We're fighters. We're in this to win this. This is not going to make us back down. We're not cowering down from this. We're not, going to the corner in our little safe spaces or nothing like that. We're not doing that nonsense. It's America first, all day, every day. So, I respect this, man. I respect them, man. I respect the Trump family because they could be living an easy life right now and they're multi-billion dollars somewhere on beaches and, cruise ships and just away from society, away from the everyday American in gated communities, not even dealing with people like us. But instead, they are here running, fighting for our country. Donald Trump, commander in chief, doing what he had to do for our country. And despite what the mainstream media came at him, despite what all the nonsense, he kept fighting for us. And here he is again, still fighting for us. And that's why people like me are fighting. Everyday Americans, we the people. He's gotten people like me out here fighting. That's a true leader, a true commander in chief. I can't, man. I can go on and on and on, boy. But this is just the beginning. We out here to fight. This is, like I said, this is it. You know, they want to bring it. They want to bring it. It's on. People are asking me, Chris, are we in a civil war? Are we heading to? We are in a civil war, people. We are in a civil war. This answer your question. Think about it. We're living in 2024 right now. If we were to go into civil war right now, how would it look? It would be like this. It would be digital before it got physical. What's going on digital right now on social media when it comes, especially if you're on the right? Hello, censorship, freedom of speech, taken away. So come on, it's only a matter of time till it gets physical. So when you look at what's happening with the president just right now. So we are in some serious times right now. It's time for Americans to unite. And I keep using these terms: united we stand, divided we fall. We all heard it since elementary school, but it's time to implement the terms. United we stand, divided we fall. We the people, let's come together. And then I got a little bit more video footage from this disgusting situation, and it's a tragic situation. And it's the potential shooter. They got a little bit of footage of him, and you know, hopefully they get everything figured out with that, and he gets justice is served, because we know how the justice system is acting recently. So justice needs to be served for sure with this nonsense. There's no questions to be asked on either left or right with this. This needs to be immediately justice served. But here he is, or she, or whoever they identify as.
To me, as you're trying to figure out if you're okay, what's going on, was he shot, was he wounded? Then we heard him on the microphone, Shannon, saying, let me grab my shoes, as they tried to take him off. So we're just trying to figure out what happened.
All right, so it looked like it was a he, and by the sound of it then, after hearing that clip, that was the second time I heard that clip. I just got the clips, immediately came on to get the message across to the American people what was going on, let them know, like, just to relax. If you're hearing this for the first time, you know, when I first came on, I immediately kind of came on and, whoa, what's going on, you know, and I had to slow down, take down my first video, and I was also having connection issues as well, gather my thoughts, make sure I got the right details, the right, you know, situation, do the research and get it out to the public properly. I don't want to be like the mainstream media here. This is alternative news. Alternative news is the future. Alternative news only. So I'll make sure I do it right on my end. Even though I was panicked at first, I didn't want to come out immediately, which I did come out immediately. I stopped, took down the video. Chris, gather your thoughts, do your research, do it properly. Just for the American people. This is for we the people. I'll make sure I get the truth out there properly to you guys, because that's what's most important, is getting the message out properly to we the people. And, you know, since I have we the people, you know, here, let me just talk about previously, you know, mention of what I was talking about in my previous videos. It kind of implements to what's happening now with the shooting. It's the Joe Biden debate situation. Joe Biden did so bad at those debates, in my opinion, and Trump just demolished him so bad. And, you know, he just was out of it. I mean, you know, he's got Parkinson's disease, and I'm learning about Parkinson's just from watching Joe Biden, because not familiar with him. You know, I'm 40 years old, so I'm not too familiar with it, but people had to educate me about what it is, and health experts and people who are older. And I see that he has it. And because of that, you're seeing that the left is panicking. And when the left panics, 4 years ago, they stole an election. This time around, you see what's happening. Who knows where they'll go? God forbid. Just, we got to stay together. That's why it's so important for us on the right to stay together. He came out with a press briefing. Biden did. It was horrible press briefing. He sounded like a fossil, like a freaking political fossil. It was horrible. Like his voice alone. Really, guys? Really? And I try to tell people on the left in 2020, do not pick this guy. Do not pick Kamala Harris, the cackling witch. Do not pick her. You know, and they again screwed Bernie Sanders over. I'm not a Bernie guy, but they pushed Bernie over because Bernie's soft little snowflake, pushed him to the side, and he backed the new establishment candidate instead of Hillary. Let's go, Brandon, Joe Biden. And he put Kamala Harris as VP. And the guy was showing signs of dementia then, and now he has Parkinson's and dementia, of course, now. And Kamala's still there being Kamala. So we're in this tough place, because if they win, the left, that's the only option the left is offering. Because, you know, they're saying, oh, maybe Gavin Newsom. And no, it's too late. Some people are saying it's too late for them to run the candidate. And even with Gavin Newsom, California is halfway burned down. So the Californians are even like, we wouldn't even vote for this guy on the left. But that's not an option. So these are the times we're living in, folks. You know, it's getting really, really, really serious, and people are panicking, and you see what's happening. And I'm just making sure I cover all the bases here. If you guys see me checking out what I have here, this is what my topics I want to make sure I cover. And also with the donations, we saw with the whole Biden situation, he lost a big donator after the briefing. He had a $90 million donator that was, you know, common donation he had, and he lost it. He kept it on froze. He said, look, I'm freezing this donation. Unless you step down, I'm freezing it. You don't step down, then I'm going to keep it frozen. If you step down, hey, I'll give it to the Democratic candidate, the Gavin Newsoms of the world or whatever. But if Joe Biden's running, I am not donating to this BS, decrepit, fossil campaign of Sleepy Joe, Let's Go Brandon Biden. I'm sorry. And you see with Trump, on the other hand, Elon Musk just came out and announced that he's going to be supporting and backing and donating to the Trump campaign. So there you have it, folks. The richest man in America and perhaps the world is backing Trump, and the biggest donator for Biden is pretty much frozen the account and stepped down for backing Joe Biden. So it's looking, things are looking good for Trump, but I'm telling, MAGA, I'm telling everyday Americans who support, the Trump campaign, do not, turn a blind eye to the radical left, because they will do whatever it takes to win. So we got to stay strong. We got to stay together, and we got to have, like I said, poll watching, poll working, next year becoming committee men, becoming district leaders. There's a lot of ways of everyday Americans getting involved. You don't have to run for office. You don't have to be a congressman. You don't have to be a governor. You don't have to be a mayor. So a lot of ways for you to get involved. And it's time for us to take those steps to get involved. Because you see these establishment, there's rhinos on the right that I don't like. I'm not a fan of those. But there's radical leftists that I'm definitely not a fan of. And they're just establishment politicians. And we need time for everyday Americans, we the people, to get involved and push these people out. And that's what we're going to do. So like always, may God bless everybody out there listening, and may God bless these United States of America. Peace out.